My Gavanan Melanin, and well met indeed. I am Arakia Galadirthan, the head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to Divide and Conquer in what is today only a short introductory video to kind of the direction of the channel, if you will, and indeed as just an I'm back kind of message. So what I shall explain first of all is what's happening in the background. Well, in the background, obviously, as you all know, the Breland campaign came to an end, and the new campaign was supposed to start a while ago. However, it didn't, and I'll get onto that in a moment. But playing out on the screen before you are 4 armies. One of those 4 armies will be the nation that I play as. Oh, look at those cool shields. In the next set of campaigns. So it's up to you to guess who you think it is going to be. Various armies knocking around here. I'm not going to even tell you who's who. You've got to guess even that for yourself. So those amongst you who may not know DaC all that well, you might not know what on who you are seeing. But they're currently all running around at times at 2/10 the speed that they should be moving at. So they are going very, very slowly. Oh, hello there. Those are looking pretty cool. Rightio, so briefly, and apologies, this video has no real gameplay, very little substance in the video itself, but I shall try and keep it short, under 10 minutes preferably. The videos, my channel took something of a break, a hiatus for the past 2 weeks, not because of any physical ill health, but because of mental ill health on my part, and so I wanted to take a little bit of time off, and I did, basically. Rest assured that I'm okay now, but things took a little bit of a turn in my own life and got a little bit on top of me, and I had a bit of a meltdown, really. I mean, that's the best way to describe it, but I don't want to go into too much detail, obviously, because it's not all that interesting, and I'm fine now. So rest assured that no severe damage has been done. Nothing particularly bad happened. All of my life stresses just got on top of me a little bit, and I had a bit of a rough couple of days. So I decided to take some time off, and I did. It was very abrupt, obviously. I was going to post a video to just say I'm going to be gone for a few weeks, but I didn't even want to do that. I even actually moved out for 2 weeks, and not moved out, but I went and stayed with Jess, my girlfriend. I went and stayed with her for a couple of weeks. My parents were away anyway, so I would have been home alone, and I didn't really want to be, so I left. And today is the first day that I'm actually back. But it feels nice. I feel rejuvenated, refreshed. It's nice to not have to come home after work and know that you've got to do a video. Or not got to, I still enjoy it, but not as much. And that brings me on to the second point. I am going to drop my videos down to 4 instead of 5 a week, which just gives me an extra day off. Yes, I still enjoy doing this, otherwise I wouldn't do it. And I obviously enjoy the interaction, and I enjoy the recording. I enjoy seeing how you guys all like listening to me ramble on about the game, about Lord of the Rings. Which, incidentally, I mean, speaking of Lord of the Rings, I'm getting tangential. If a Lord of the Rings TV series really is picked up, my word, I will be all over that. I only hope they do it justice. But anyway, that's irrelevant. That's not the moral of the story. So I'm going to drop down to 4 videos a week. So the way that this is going to go is each campaign will go down to a single video a week. So there will be one Dol Amroth. There will be one of whoever you think these people fighting it out here are, whichever one you think I'm going to play as.
But defeat seems almost certain.
Oh, I should say as well that the nation that I've actually chosen, that doesn't directly affect it. They may or they may not be the nation that I am going to play as. Because obviously that guy's just spoken to you, and many of you will know which nation he was from. But I did it randomly. I use a little, very sadly, I use a little random number generator to decide who'd be in position 1, 2, 3, and 4. Anyway, by the by, so I'm going to drop down to 4 videos. So there'll be one of each of the 2 DaC campaigns. There'll be one video which is random, which at the moment will still be Heroes of Might and Magic. I'm going to continue doing that. And then there'll be a mystery 4th one, which won't be a mystery for very much longer at all. But I'll leave explaining about that more so. Well, no, why? What the hell? Why? I'm going to have a little dabble in Warhammer 2, and this is the progression of the channel, as it were, as I will recently be uploading a Warhammer 2 video that I have been asked to make. I'm not sure I'm supposed to say that or not. What does it matter? Bloody hell, what do I care? Anyway, I've been asked to do a Warhammer 2 video, and I actually think this is one of those few times, because a lot of marketing and media things do reach out to me and ask that I do this video, that video. I get quite a lot of indie game developers asking I showcase their games. And 9 times out of 10 I turn them down because they don't really fit with the theme of the channel, and it would just feel so off. But I've been looking to branch out of Divide and Conquer for a little bit, and I think personally I'm very intrigued with the Warhammer series. Total War Warhammer, of course, it would be 2. And as they have actually asked that I do a video for them, I'm not going to turn that down when I've actually been considering that game for my channel anyway. And, spoiler alert, they gave me the game for free, so, I mean, come on, absolute win-win for me. So, I'm really looking forward to doing that, actually. So, the first video will be one that they have asked me to do, but subsequent videos will follow the standard pattern of my channel, and they'll be totally me on my own doing whatever I want to do. Whereas the first one will showcase off a few of the features, more so than dive straight in with a campaign and all its glory. So do bear with that. It's only the second time I've ever been asked to do a video, and I appreciate that some people will consider that as a sort of sellout. Of course, when I mean I've been asked to, there will be remuneration, and so some people will see that as a negative, but I don't. I mean, all of life is a business. We strive to better ourselves, do we not? Anyway, so that's going to take the mystery slot, if I like it and if you guys like it. Recently I've taken less of I've not been as bothered if a video gets outrageous views, which is why I've been doing the Might and Magic series. I mean, it's not the most popular series going, but it's still popular enough, and I've enjoyed doing it, and that's the key. Enjoy what you're doing or you won't want to do it. So I'm trying to find things that I will want to do, and I'm hoping I will really take to the Warhammer. I'm going to play as the High Elves. I'm terribly sorry. I care absolutely not for lizard men, rat people. I believe they're called the Skaven. Do tell me how you say it, although it won't really matter. Southerners will say Skaven, Northerners will say Skaven. Some may say Skaven. Oh. Anyway, and I don't play as evil nations, as I'm sure you're all aware, so I'm not bothered about the Dark Elves either. Ideally, I'd like to play as the humans, but in Warhammer 2, unless you have the Mortal Empires DLC, you only get one of those 4, so it'll be a High Elf campaign. And I'd like to very much, to be honest, compare their High Elves to Tolkien High Elves. So anyway, that's all I need to say on that. So there'll be 4 videos a week, one of which will change frequently. It won't be a continuous campaign, and the other 3 will be Total War campaigns, 2 in DaC and 1 elsewhere, and we'll see how that goes. Originally I was going to drop to 3 videos a week, but then upon reflection I felt that was a bit extreme, severe, and 4 is more than manageable. Now I can do all 4 videos kind of over the weekend, and then they no longer impact my working week. So that's the best way forward. My work is, of course, stepping up quite substantially. I'm getting to be quite the experienced will drafter. So if you need a will, and you live in the UK, I'm afraid, only English law. Anyway, so work is obviously stepping up, and as I always imagined it would, when I come home I just can't be bothered to do anything. You want to just relax, and sometimes YouTube doesn't feel as relaxed as you guys might think it is. It can be very, very wearing to have to constantly speak, constantly provide entertainment, because the game is not on its own going to do that forever. So it's nice to have a little extra break. But I think that's everything that this video is for, really. So just to say that I will return. I've not yet worked out in my head when the videos will actually go up, but I'm going to record them from Friday through to Monday, whether I do 2 on the 2 weekend days or I do 1 on each day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'm not really sure, but that's when I'm actually going to record them. But when I put them up, I'm not actually decided yet. So rest assured, the first video will almost certainly be this coming Saturday, or actually this standalone video that I've been asked to do for Warhammer 2, that will go up on a day, just whenever it goes up, and that will be the first video coming after this video, in fact. So I do hope that you enjoy it, because it will spark off a new campaign. So let me just repeat that as well, because I know some people don't like it when YouTubers take remuneration for their work, but only the very first video has been asked of me. The rest of the campaign I hope to do, if I enjoy it and if you all enjoy it, that will all just be me. That will be for my own desire. I think it's got a great crossover with DaC, obviously. They've both got a high fantasy setting. Indeed, Warhammer is arguably taken straight off the pages of Tolkien and just adapted. And I think it'd be a nice one to get into. And I'd really like to see how Creative Assembly and Sega have taken the game in these last few years. Because the last time I properly played the game was Rome 2, and I was very meh about the whole experience. So I'd quite like to see how it's gone, where it's gone, and how it compares to Med 2. Look at those slowly galloping in. The elves, first one's down. They all go down. like a great wave crashing into just flimsy wooden pylons. Ah, but then the elves and their shields and spears turn. Ah, he's going down. Look at that. It's so slowly. It's like Platoon. No! Trampled underfoot. The horse doesn't even give a damn. He's just like, look how bored it looks. Oh, charging into enemies again. Christ. He's talking to his friend here. Just call this one Philip. Lance. That's a good name for a horse, isn't it? Lance! Oh, he's had a swing. And he's kind of jabbed him. But now they're pulling away. They're pulling away. They realise that charging spears is never a good idea. But the Bronze Guard are just holding them there like there's no tomorrow then. Shrugging off their attacks. Animosity between dwarf and elf runs true. The rest of the dwarves in the back just laughing as the elves die. Anywho, that's about 10 minutes, and that is all I wanted to say. So, to recap in brief, I'm back. I'm well, don't worry. And I shall be going down to 4 videos a week, but I'm welcoming Warhammer to the channel in the immediate future. So I do hope you'll stick with me. I hope you'll all enjoy that. I hope you'll all enjoy continuing to watch me. And divide and conquer the modding side of things. A few moments on that. The modding side of things is going reasonably well. Things are ticking along indeed. I personally have not done too much modding in a while. Indeed, I haven't done too much modding in quite a while. But I've done years and years and years of modding, and I feel like I'm allowed to take a break. So get the hell off my back. Is what I would say. Take up a different hobby, sirs. But version 2 will come along when version 2 comes along. Now, the sub-mod for version 1.2 that removes all alliances and all preset wars, I'm not going to give you any promises because I don't even know what I'm actually doing this weekend yet, but I'm quite tempted to get that out sooner rather than later because there's a lot of interest in it, and it will help tide you all over until DaC version 2 comes out. So I'm going to look to try and release that to you all, ideally before Christmas, hopefully this coming weekend, if not next week. So stay tuned for that. And just whilst I'm on the subject of modding as well, for those of you, I know it was quite a hot topic when I asked it in one of the videos, but invasions are going to be made into a sub-mod. They are going to be taken out of the main mod. Unfortunately, DaC has too many factions for invasions to really work, and by that what I mean is the AI, no matter how big or small they are, they always join the invasion, and they often send either very small armies or their family tree half the world away, where they obviously die, inevitably, and it cripples the AI substantially. So, when I posted this question a while back, I was in favour of removing invasions, but there was a great outcry, lots of people wanted to keep them, so we've gone basically with the system that we are now seeming to adopt, which is anything quite drastic, or anything that is almost a complete 50-50 split, is turned into a sub-mod. Well, as 50-50 as we can tell. So things like cavalry bodyguards are going to be a sub-mod. Obviously the Total War campaign, the Total War, which as I was talking about a moment ago, that will obviously be a sub-mod. And now invasions as well. So if you want to partake in invasions, you just have to download an extra file. It will be absolutely tiny. Removing invasions is a really simple task. So just that's all there is to say, really. Invasions will be removed from the base game, but they'll be added by a sub-mod if you wish. And that's it. So I do hope that you're all as eagerly anticipating a Lord of the Rings TV series as I am, and I would love to hear what you think. Genuinely, this isn't just me asking for comments. I hate that side of YouTube. I hope it hasn't gone unnoticed that I never really ask anyone to subscribe or like videos or share anything. Because if you want to watch, you watch. If you don't want to watch, you don't watch. I mean, your life is your own, as my life is my own. But anyway, I shouldn't... drawing attention to it defeats the point of it, doesn't it? Madness. Anyway, I genuinely am interested to hear what you think the TV series might cover. Do you think it will cover the Third Age, the War of the Ring? Or do you think it'll be set somewhere else? Now, personally, I would love the TV series to cover the fall of Arnor, particularly the end days of the fall of Arnor. So, I mean, the fall of Arnor was quite a long period, but the final days of Arnor, I mean, the Witch King sending the plague, the men of Ruidour basically abandoning, well, the hillmen of Ruidour taking control of Ruidour and abandoning the other Dunedain, although the Ruidourans weren't Dunedain.
But defeat seems almost certain.
And then obviously the utter ruin and destruction of Fornos, the death of all the kings, Arvedwy's death in the Ice Bay of Forestell, but then the arrival of... Oh, I always get the name wrong. I think it's Iarnor. I can't remember which one it is. The last king. I'm fairly certain it's Iarnor. The names are all so similar, it's so bloody difficult to get them right, isn't it? But anyway, Glorfindel and the Gondorians, I'm fairly certain it's Iarnor. The arrival of those to then save the North and banish the Witch King forever, and of course the prophecy of the Witch King. So many people would then suddenly understand why Éowyn killing the Witch King is such a cool moment. Because obviously, and the Witch King alludes to it, but all he says is no man can kill me. That doesn't necessarily mean there's a prophecy stating that no human male is ever going to be able to kill him. But of course that's what Glorfindel prophesizes. And then for Éowyn and a halfling to then actually do the final death, I'd love to see the Fall of Arnor. And if I couldn't see the Fall of Arnor, I think I would go... I don't know, I'd really like to see something with Numenor, but the Númenóreans don't do very much. They don't really have any... Apart from the fall of Numenor, but I'm not sure that would make a great series. Although it would have Sauron in it, so a lot of the kind of casual fans, they might be a little more entertained because they have some link that draws them back to the first films and things. I mean, part of the reason why Legolas is in The Hobbit is not... One reason is because Legolas would have been alive at the time The Hobbit was written, and the only reason he's not in the book is because The Hobbit was written first. So it's one of the changes that I expected to see Legolas in the Hobbit films. But another reason why he was there was purely so that casual fans could be like, oh, he's from the other films, isn't he? Oh, that means they're linked. I understand a bit more now. But anyway, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if this is actually going to go anywhere. I hope it is. And there's all of my news. So until we speak again, dear friends, Navarne den Perimad Melunin, and farewell.